Hello, Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome TFR. This is another episode of the hashtag TFR
TFR
Motivation
Motivation
Monday
Monday.
Zoom. We are Dr. Dondi and Marcy Nettles,
Hi, guys.
and we apologize about the late notice of getting this information out, but we are excited to share a new strategy with you guys and share how to start a fresh year with a fresh start.
Yeah, and it's not really a new strategy. It's actually a time proven way of getting your business launched fast, okay, and consistently. So make sure that if you're not on here, that you know about our YouTube channel as well. It's Team Freedom Reigns on YouTube. Go and subscribe so you get notifications each time we upload our content. So first and foremost, Happy New Year. It is a fresh start. It's a fresh year, and we are going to have an amazing call tonight with some great information that we can implement throughout the year to make this the best year yet, because we're going to learn and grow through 2024, just like we have previously. And so, we always know that each year stacking on top of the other one is going to get better and better. The best is yet to come, right? So happy New Year to each and every one of you. So corporate has changed some stuff up for 2024, starting with Momentum Live and the cadence of how they will be sharing them. First of all, they've changed the time. It's still on Tuesdays, but now instead of 3 p.m. Mountain Time, it will be 10 a.m. Mountain Time. It's going to be a 20-minute call because they know we're all so busy and they want to make sure that we're not spending all of our time on calls, right? So a 20-minute call once a week. Week one, starting tomorrow, is going to be a month at a glance, what's coming up, promotions and announcements that everybody needs to know. Week two will be product training by an executive consultant. Week three is the tech toolbox, teaching you all about your back office, the app, everything you need to know. And then week four is going to be a power hour. How cool is that? Cool. So all of this will be found on Tuesdays, 10 a.m. on the U.S. Consultant Facebook page. So if you're not on the U.S. Consultant Facebook page, now is the time to get in there. Have someone that you're friends with add you in, then you'll be approved by LifeVantage because they double check to make sure that you are an active consultant, and then you'll be in. All right, you'll be able to join all of these amazing calls. We're only like just over a week and a half away from this amazing free virtual global kickoff event. We're going to have two presidential consultants teaching us and training us and helping us just kickstart 2024. We're going to have Carrie Dickey and Tyler Daniels. What a power duo there. So make sure that if you have not registered yet, I'm going to hide this really quick. Make sure that you go to this QR code, you go and you get registered. And then if you want to host a watch party, I'm telling you, you need to do that. Invite your fellow consultants around, whether it's your own team or it's cross-line people, and invite guests, get them there. Yes. Customers that would like to potentially become consultants are great people to invite to this event. And if you hurry up and register with LifeVantage, your watch party, there's a Zoom this coming Friday that people that are hosting the watch party get in on some early information because they're hosting the watch party. So let's start this year off right and get registered for this free event that is on the 13th of this month. And we invite you. We're hosting a watch party, and if you're anywhere near Arizona, if you're in a really cold area that you'd like to come somewhere where it's in the 60s, we invite you to come to our house to the January Global Kickoff. We're going to have a brunch, potluck, and just have a good time together, learning, growing, and really getting ready to push our businesses in 2024. So please RSVP to my phone number if you want to come, but we would love to have you join us. And March, Nashville. Cannot wait to see you all there. Oh my goodness, there's still more details coming out about this event. But I mean, first of all, the Gaylord Opryland Resort, oh my goodness, is a beautiful location. Gather your teams, bunk up, share the costs, and let's all be there at Momentum Academy so that we can just be prepared to do what needs to be done to grow our businesses and serve more people in this year. And the only thing waiting does
cost you more money.
So there is the QR codes right there. The event is March 14th through the 16th of 2024. So just a couple months away. And now here we are. It is a new year, a happy new year. It is 2024. And so we wanted to come in here and just talk about this fresh year and how we can each have a fresh start in our business moving forward this year, every single month, doing the right behaviors and the right things.
Absolutely.
So
New year, fresh start. Actually, go back to the page, the previous page.
Okay.
I love this page because no matter how your 2023 turned out, if it was the best year ever, you had a great year, or it wasn't so much good for you, or you were learning along the way, making some mistakes, however it is, I love this picture because it's peeling back the old year to set stage for the brand new, fresh new year. And we wanted to start in the beginning of a new year with the most basic and the most fundamental approach to building a network marketing business. So what is that? So in our new year, fresh start, what does it look like? So what is the first step or the most important variable to your network marketing success? Now, we're not going to answer the question, but the person who I believe, and I would say we believe, and many other leaders in the industry believe, that the number one network marketing success trainer in the industry right now is a gentleman by the name of Eric Worre.
Have you heard of him?
Have
Do
you
you
heard
know
of
who
him?
he is?
He wrote the book called GoPro and does in networkmarketingpro.com, but he just had a training called GPX, GoPro X, a couple weeks ago, and he talked about this very thing right here. The first step and the most important variable in your network marketing success is what? Starting conversations.
Yeah.
He said conversations are everything in business. If you're not having conversations, you're not in business. It's that simple.
Yeah. So before we move forward, just take a self-evaluation and just think about the activity you've had in 2023. Or if you just want to keep it simple, in December of 2023, how many new conversations did you start? How many new people did you get into your funnel to be able to continue growing your business through this next year? I know we didn't do as many as we should have. We let other things kind of take priority and distract us a little bit in the month of December. Yet we still gathered new prospects. We still started some conversations, but not enough to have the type of business, the size of business, and to be able to help as many people as we would like to be able to help. And so that's where we're at right now, is that we want a fresh start for this fresh year in 2024 in starting conversations. And so starting new conversations on a regular basis is the key to a fresh start in your business and the greatest predictor of long-term success. It's kind of like that when you're doing something hard, maybe pushing a car when somebody's broken down and you're helping them. And once you push and it's so hard, but once you get a little bit of momentum and you get it moving and those wheels start turning and you keep pushing, you're giving the same effort, but it seems to get easier. That's what starting conversations on a regular basis in your business is like for growth for your business. If you're constantly starting new conversations, it gets easier and easier, and that momentum starts to where you suddenly start having people say yes to you in your invitations to become either a customer or a consultant. Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense.
Makes sense. So step one, starting a new conversation. So that's the thing, is how do you do it? There is no one way. It's just wherever there is another human being around, whether they're in your personal space, they're in line with you at the bank or the grocery store or wherever it is. Maybe they're the person taking your order at Starbucks. However you interact with people, it could be in person, it could also be online or virtual. Just start the conversation. And the benchmark, we want to make a challenge, because if you look at, we haven't even announced how we're going to do this yet.
Not yet.
But the goal here, and this is the challenge, start 25 new conversations every single month. Just 25. That's not even one a day for every month, right? It's not even one a day. If you did one a day, you still have 5 or 6 days off. But just think about starting 25 conversations per month. And if you look at that over a year's time, that's 300 conversations. And if you remember the 10-3-1 rule, which is it's very, very accurate in network marketing. For every 10 conversations that you start, you'll get 3 people to look at some information, whether it's about a product. And this is on average. There's people that are way better than that, and there's people that aren't that good. As they're working their way into getting, like Marcy said, like pushing a stalled car, it takes a lot more effort in the beginning. But once you get good at it, you start having some success, you start building some confidence, it gets easier and easier, and your success rate gets better and better. But the average is, for every 10 people you reach out to or start conversations with, you'll get 3 people to look at some information, whether that's a product video or getting them, through the ITT program. And for every 3 that you get in front of the information, on average, you'll get 1 person to become a customer or a consultant, or even refer you one. Those are the 3 that are actually joined. The other 7 may refer you. So your numbers are going to be really good. But the thing is, if you average 25 conversations per month over a year's time, that's 300 new conversations started, which will yield you about 30 new people into your business, consultants, customers, a combination thereof. Now, can you do more? Of course, but make it a goal to have at least 25 conversations, new conversations. And these are people that maybe you haven't reached out to in a long time, years or more. So it's considered a new conversation, or people you just met, or people who you just commented on their social media post. And just engage in the conversation. 25 new conversations per month is going to be step 1 to building your network marketing business success.
So what are some examples of conversation starters? So you can simply do this through text message. You can do this through Messenger on Facebook or Instagram Messenger, Telegram, WhatsApp, however you're having conversations with people, or where you have their connection information. How about just simply saying, "Hey there, Happy New Year." This is the perfect time of year to be reaching out to people, because we just had 2 of the largest holidays that happen, and significant things. People are looking for change over the new year. That's why people set goals. That's why they look at the past year and decide what they don't want and what they do want in this coming year, right? So this is the perfect time to start those conversations. Or how about, "Hey, blank," with their name, "how were your holidays?" Super simple, right? To start a conversation. Or, "Hey, did you have your family together for the holidays?" Because this is actually a good lead-in question, because this is one where it's like, "Oh no, people couldn't come because they couldn't afford the travel, or they couldn't get the time off from work," or you know where I'm going with that, right? And then, "Hey, let's grab coffee." Let's keep it as simple as that, guys. And if they say, "Okay, cool," you've got yourself an appointment to sit down with someone and to get to know where they're at in their lives better than you knew before. So you've got yourself a booked appointment. How cool is that? And how simple is, "Hey, let's grab coffee," or
tea
something
or
else if you
smoothie.
don't drink coffee, right? So, and then, "Oh my gosh, where did 2023 go? What are your big plans for 2024? And then, "Hey, did 2023 end up the way you had hoped?" Or, "Hey, how are you and your family?" Because people need to know that you care about them before they're going to care about why you're reaching out, right? And so be a good person and just ask those simple questions and start up some conversations. And I'm sure each one of you can think of some really great suggestions. So those that you've thought of, put them in the comments, share them, because that's how we all have the resources that we want and need to be able to build our businesses, is by working together, right? It's like, we don't just create things and keep it to ourselves. We create to share, especially if it's something that is working for you. We would love to know what conversation starters you can think up yourself.
One of the things I like about conversation starting too is you can even do something in a mass, like a single post on Facebook, for example. When, you can go to that. So when do you take down your Christmas tree? Or when do you take down your Christmas lights? Just pose a question like that. And then when the people that start to respond, or put your comments below, when the people start to respond, they're responding to your question, which means you just started a conversation. So it doesn't have to be anything other than something. I mean, the ones that Marcy just gave right there, great examples. But if you have a hard time thinking, well, how did your 2023 go? If it feels salesy to you, just ask a question that you know almost every person is dealing with, because you're probably going to get a lot of engagement on a post like that. When's the best time to what day do you take excuse me, your Christmas tree down? Or when is the best time to take your Christmas lights down? Just some thought-provoking questions that people will probably pretty easily have to respond to, because it doesn't require a lot of thought. If it doesn't require a lot of thought, you're probably going to get a lot of engagement. And then just as they comment, send them a thank you in Instant Messenger or on Facebook Instant Messenger. Hey, thank you for taking down your Christmas, or for giving me, the day of week you take your Christmas lights. I've been thinking about that. And then there's a great way. They already responded, which means they're open for conversation. Just use something pretty simple like that. So step 2.
Wait a second though. First, Jill Weinberg put a suggestion in the comments on Facebook. And she said, she loves this, by the way. Thank you, Jill. She says, I have said, hi, blank with her name. To say it's been a while is an understatement. How are you? So recognizing and acknowledging the elephant in the room, right?
Yeah.
It's like, you haven't reached out for a really long time. Why are you doing that, right? And so just acknowledging, hey, to say it's been a long time since we've talked is an understatement. How are you doing? Right? I love that, Jill. Thank you so much
Really
for that.
good.
Thank you.
Great contribution, Jill. So step 2, be genuinely interested and just continue to engage in the conversation. So it doesn't have to be sales, and you don't have to go, hey, I really got something I think you could be interested in. That's salesy. It kind of reeks of network marketing. And your response level and your engagement going through it, and your people that are going to be wanting to continue the conversation gets less and less the sooner you go into the sales pitch. So be genuinely interested in them and just continue to engage in the conversation. However, and everyone's going to be different based on how they respond initially, or what kind of a question did you formulate, but they're going to be intimate, and they're going to be unique, and they're going to be authentic.
Yeah, there's one rule. If you want to have great success in anything that you do, one thing, if you do this, you're going to have like a step ahead of other people. And that is, go into everything that you're doing with the plan to always be a good person first. Okay. So just be a good person when you're starting these conversations. So let's go ahead.
One thing, this reminds me of, thank you, Marcy. This reminds me of an example like this that Eric Worre talks about. Like when you go out with somebody on your first date, you don't say, hey, you want to get married? You don't pop the question on the first date. You got to court them. So it's the same situation with prospects. You don't want to, hey, I have something I think you'll be interested in, because it's about you then. I have something I think you'll be interested in. It's about you, not them. Find, and we're going to get to this in step 3, but the key is have genuine interest in who they are. Make the conversation easy, and don't go in for the sales pitch like you wouldn't ask somebody to get married on your first date. Court them.
Don't even kiss them on the first date. It's like, come on, right? So be genuine and caring. So number 1 rule, right, is help them feel important by being genuine in your conversation. Everybody, Carrie Dickey taught this to us years ago, and it is something that has stuck with me. And I see people, it's like I imagine people having a sign hanging around their neck that says, help me feel important, or make me feel important, however you want to look at it. But helping people to feel important is a connection that is stronger than if you're just going in for the kiss, right? Make them feel important. And then remember that they are a real person, not just someone you want as a customer or a consultant. If that is what the result is, fantastic. But you want to make sure that you remember that they are a real person with emotions and feelings and difficulties and hopes and dreams and all of those things, and truly care about what they are telling you when you're having these conversations, when you are asking questions of them. And then this is a tip that is something that is Tom Chenault. I think that's who it is, but he is a master at connecting with people. He's a top leader in a different company. But through Eric Worre's trainings and stuff, we've gotten connected and we've had conversations with him. But he's a master at gathering people's information, but asking questions and caring and making notes and remembering.
Yes.
And the reason he's able to remember is because he makes those notes that I just mentioned. So add notes to their contact information to remind you of the things that they share with you, like their kids' names, their birthdays, anniversaries, struggles, pains, dreams, etc. Right? All of those things that will help you become endeared to them because you remember them and you bring them up in conversation along the way and ask about those things. Then use this information to show that you are truly listening. Because I will tell you that, I mean, so I'm going to school and I've been through listening class now and I'm working on it, getting better and better. But one of the things they say is the way that you help someone understand that you really care is by listening to them and showing that you are actively listening to them. And so taking these notes and putting them into your, the notes, their contact information is going to go a long way in the conversations as you move forward. Anything you want to add in here?
Absolutely. Nope.
Okay.
So step 3, ask questions to find their pain points or areas where problems exist and or change is desired. So this is kind of thing. So right now, Happy New Year, you're going to get about 7 to 10 days out of that conversation starter until, after the 10th of the month, it's no longer, it's still, I mean, obviously it's still Happy New Year, unless it's the first time you've reached out to somebody. But if once it's going into the conversation, you want to be listening for them. This is another thing I love about social media is notifications are your friend. When you see somebody, and this is something, if there's people that you're following, people that you're interested in, people that you like, their comments, you give a thumbs up emoji on their comments, or the smile, the laugh, whatever it is. When you're engaging, that's one thing. To make a comment is something else. When you make a comment on something and you follow somebody, people get notified when you make a comment. People get notified when you like their post. Those are notifications that are telling that other person you are now on their radar. They are on your radar. Make this a regular thing. And the more the person sees your name, it's not going to be out of left field when they get a question from you or, hey, Happy New Year. How was, I loved your post. Compliment them. Compliments are your friend. Notifications are your friend. The notifications that other people get when you engage in what they're doing, it brings down their barrier of resistance because they're seeing what you're doing. And you want to start that way. Start a conversation. It's the buttering up process. Remember it like the courting process. And so comment, make comments, send them direct messages once in a while. And then they're not going to be surprised or it's out of left field. Who is this person? I don't even know who they are. Start the conversation by following people. But then if you see anything in their post, people will be very emotional, very, very vulnerable in their posts. If they say something like, last year was a hard year. I'm looking forward to this new year. Perfect opportunity. Hey, I couldn't help but notice on your post, you said last year was hard. Tell me about that. What are you basing that on? What are you looking for different or a change in 2024? And then let them, when people are vulnerable, they put it out there. They're opening themselves up for people that are caring and authentic and making them feel special. Like that sign, that imaginary sign around their neck, make me feel special. And a great way to do that is to respond to their posts.
Yeah, and it makes you familiar to them. It's very much, I'm sure you've all heard that the hardest thing to do is to travel through the know, like, and trust factor, because people need to get to know you before they can decide whether or not they trust you. And it's not until they trust you that they will decide to do business with you. Right. And so if you make yourself familiar on their Facebook account or their Instagram or whatever, with all the things that Don D just mentioned, you are making yourself more known to that individual before they actually know you. And so it helps to speed up that process. And it's the best form of follow-up as well, without having to mention LifeVantage or any of our products. It's just being a good person, interacting with them and helping them to feel important. Because how important does it make you feel when you get the likes and the comments and everything on the posts that you make, right?
Exactly.
It does. It very much does. So go out and do that for other people. All right, so continue with the conversation by, first of all, ask lots of open-ended questions, not yes, no questions. We want to have questions where they're going to have to elaborate, where they're going to need to respond with several words, not just one or two. So make sure that you ask lots of open-ended questions. Ask what their goals are for this new year. What do they hope 2024 will bring? And what were they disappointed in last year? What do they wish they would have done differently? And how is their family, work, their health? All of those important things. Ask the questions, because the one asking the questions is the
Yes.
one that is winning in the conversation. So make sure that you're on the end of asking all the questions. Make it about them, because people love to talk about themselves. I mean, don't you? Don't you like to talk about yourself? I know I like to talk about myself, but that's not the point. The point is making the other person feel important and hearing and learning about them, where they're at, what their pains are, and what problems they have that you may have a solution to.
Yes, and this is going to be a skill to develop, asking questions, because you don't want the person to feel like they're being interrogated.
No.
You want you want them to think that you're interested. You're asking questions based on your showing interest in them, not that you're trying to invade them, invade their privacy, learn all about them. Because the more questions you ask in the wrong way, the quicker you're going to put somebody off. Because as Marcy was talking about, that know, like, and trust process takes time to develop.
Mhm.
Make sure that you're going at the proper pace. So show interest. And this is another thing about what Tony Robbins talks about modeling. When you are, whether you're in person, and you can tell somebody's disposition or their emotional state in the way they respond back if it's just texting. So kind of get a feel for what they are at, and then model them, model the pace, model the questions, rather than being too forward, too fast. Again, you don't want them to feel interrogated. You want them to feel that you're interested in them and that they have a friend that they can trust in you.
Yeah, and one of the things that you can do to help build that trust is, like, when you're asking that question, what were they disappointed in the last year? You can add something in there that kinds of brings you into it too. Like, what were you disappointed in last year? Because I know for me, there was several different things that I wish would have gone differently. See how that kind of adds a little
question
bit?
and volunteer
Yeah, and
information.
volunteer just a little bit of information, but don't go into what you wish, right? Let them answer your question, and then they can ask you. So what was it that wasn't good for you, right? So it kind of takes the edge off of those questions and makes it a little bit more comfortable for someone to actually answer you,
Absolutely.
right?
Great points. And then step 4, invite your prospect to look at information. So once you find it's the right time, the conversation's going well, you're learning some things about them, this is also what you're doing. You are if you don't know our products, I would highly encourage you to learn about them, learn what they are, because so when you know somebody, or somebody has revealed to you that they're struggling with every year they see more fine lines and wrinkles on their face. Perfect opportunity to open up the NRF2 and liquid collagen conversation. Or they're saying they wake up in the morning and they're sluggish and they can't seem to just get the day going. Perfect opportunity to talk about Axio or NRF2 in general. So knowing what our products do, and if you're not familiar with all of our products, go into your website and look at the product benefits. The product benefits are telling you what the product does. So when you having people that are answering your questions, you ask them, what would you like different in this year? And they're starting to volunteer information to you. You know the proper time, when it's appropriate, when it's the right time to invite them to take a look at it. Say, hey, I couldn't help but remembering when you said that you wake up and it's just, you have a hard time getting going in the morning, getting your head straight, you wake up with some soreness and some stiffness. I have some information and I'd love to share it with you. However you want to word that, but make sure that invite the prospect to look at information, whether it's products because of something they've said on the physical side, or if it's on the financial side of the discussion, talk about our business opportunity and help them solve the problems that they have shared with you that they have. This is something amazing, because once somebody goes through the know, like, and trust situation with you, and they're in that trust phase, and you can help them solve a problem that they were previously unable to solve, you just became top of their list on favorite people, and they're going to talk about you. I guarantee you that every problem that somebody has, they know 5 or 10 other people with the same problem. So as that conversation evolves, and as that relationship builds, and as that invite presents itself, keep in mind they are probably going to know other people So when you share the information with them and the conversation gets further into it, now it's around a certain product or a certain ailment that you're helping or a certain problem that you're solving, ask them, is there anyone else that you can help solve this? And now you flip the script on them. Now you can help them help other people, as opposed to you are the one that is going to help their people. You don't want them to feel preyed upon. You want them to feel empowered. So when you help them solve a problem, you can now turn on who do you know that has this that you can help? Include them in the conversation that way.
So good. All right. So we're looking for problems that you can help to solve in these conversations. And then, I mean, don't jump on it immediately, right? But you want to make sure that as you're continuing this conversation, you're taking those notes so that you can come back and say, hey, if I knew of a way you could possibly improve this that you had mentioned, would you want me to share it with you? Or, you know, when you said blank, I couldn't stop thinking about that. And I may have something that could help. I know you said you were tired of your long work hours. If I knew of a way you could possibly earn back some of your time, would you want me to share it with you? So just remembering the things that they said, you don't necessarily have to offer the solution right then, because then it might become uncomfortable again, right? Because they just shared it with you. But you can, at that point, when they share it with you, is when you can also be like, oh my gosh, I can completely see where that would be difficult. I've had things similar to that in my life too. I really pray that you find solutions, or, you know, whatever it is. And then come back to it in your conversation, because you don't have to do this full conversation all in one go, right? Because people are busy, you're busy, you're not going to be able to stay in Messenger all day long, but you can come and go from those messages and come back to it. It's like, oh my gosh, sorry, I had to go do this. It's like, but I've been thinking. You know, when you mentioned that you are really tired of not being able to get up and go like you used to because of your you know, whether your joints or whether you're not sleeping well or whatever it is, if I knew something that could possibly help you with that, would you want me to share it with you? Right? So coming back to the problem that you found with that opportunity and offering of a solution is going to be much more well received than if you pounce on the problem when you first come across it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One thing I want to share is just, and this is the thing about being authentic, being genuinely interested in helping people have that, who have that imaginary sign around their neck, make me feel special or make me feel important. I want to, something quick, something that I did not expect happened in Harbor Freight yesterday. I was at Harbor Freight using
His
my
favorite stores,
one of my favorite stores. Yes. Using my 25% off one item coupon for the end of the year. I was there with my daughter, and I found this pair of scissors. We have some kitchen shears, whether it's twine or cutting skin on chicken or just whatever. They're kitchen shears, and they don't work anymore. We needed new ones.
They don't last very long.
And I grabbed this kitchen shears, or off the peg, and it was 99 cents. And the guy that was working at Harbor Freight just obviously saw me grab the 99-cent scissors because it's on, it's the for sale thing. And he grabbed a $10 pair of scissors, and he says, he goes, excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt. He goes, but I saw you grab some scissors. He goes, these ones have a lifetime warranty. They cut anything and everything, and you'll probably end up going through like 20 or 30 of those before you ever wear this out. And it has a lifetime warranty. If you do wear it out, you get a new one. And I didn't care. I wasn't going for the 99-cent one because it was cheap. It was just the first pair of scissors, kitchen shears that was there. It just happened to be 99 cents. And when he gave me the one for $9.99, I looked at it. It was by far superior. And it said it had a lifetime warranty. And I said, thank you. He didn't put me out. And he's not based on commission, but he helped me spend 10 times the amount of money I was going to spend just by showing interest and caring.
And value.
So all I was doing, he knew I had something that I needed to cut. That was my problem. I had something needed to cut. I'm solving it with this. He goes, but I can help you with a much better one. And he goes, it's expensive. $9.99 is not expensive. It's 10 times more. But again, he's not based on commission. He was just being a good guy. And his name was Joe. I'll never forget Joe because of how awesome he was helping me buy a pair of scissors that I wasn't really even looking for, but lifetime warranty. That's how you want to make people feel special. And it doesn't take a lot of time. It just takes effort.
And over deliver.
Right.
Over deliver always.
So thank you, Joe.
Yes.
Step 4 and beyond. Follow up. The fortune is in the follow up. Follow up and continue the ITT process until they make a decision to A, become a customer, your customer, B, become your consultant, or refer someone to you who will be your customer or consultant. Because everybody, if they say, no, it's just not for me, the products aren't for me, or no, I don't need another business. Well, who do you know that could help, that could be helped by these products or this business opportunity? I'm sure they would love you for sharing this with me and referring them to me. I would love to take care of your friends or family. So, and again, it's that whole 10, 3, 1, 25 new conversations per month is going to be 300 for the year, which will probably yield you 30 people, customers, or consultants, or a combination, plus the referrals on top of that. Because people, Marcy has at least 2 or 3 that I can think of that are not choosing to do the business, but they refer to Marcy all the time. That's awesome, because people, one, they know, like, and trust Marcy, and they know the people that they send to Marcy are Marcy's going to take care of them and make them feel special. So follow up and continue the ITT process until they make a decision, or until they call the cops.
Grayling's on here. Don't come to our house, Grayling. I love you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. All right. So we want to make an announcement because it's a brand new year, and we want to make sure that you are exercising the power of starting new conversations. We are going to be hosting a Zoom the first day of every month in the year of 2024, where we're going to focus on starting conversations, and we're going to do it together because Don D and I are also refreshing our business and building a new team to add to Team Freedom Reigns, because it's important for all of us to continue starting conversations. Now, Don D put it out there, 25 conversations in a month. I would challenge you to start 25 new conversations in the first week of the month, because then you're able to continue those conversations throughout the next weeks and get them through the ITT process and find out what they need to see or hear to be able to make a good decision for them, so that you can be having your new consultants and customers joining you at the end of the month. Right? So just make sure that you know that this conversation starter, like Eric Worre said, if you're not having conversations, you're not in business, right? And so on the first of every month, we will work together to set our months up with new conversations. It'll be a 30-minute Zoom work time. The time is going to be 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be using the same Zoom link as we're on right now for these Zooms. So make sure that you've got note of this, save it into your phone for the TFR call. So you're on here with us every Monday, but now also on the first day of every month. And because today is the first day of every month and it's New Year's Day, we're going to be starting this tomorrow. So tomorrow we will be here on this same bat channel, same Zoom link, starting conversations at the times that are listed above on this slide. So please invite your teams, invite everybody that you are working closely with to join in on the TFR Conversation Starter Zooms the first day of each month. But in the month of January, it's going to be on the 2nd, which is tomorrow. So we hope that all of you will join us in starting new conversations that is going to propel your business. It's going to be the start of that snowball that's going to start rolling downhill by the end of the year. If you do this consistently, you will be able to participate in that 3-in-1, 3 customers, 1 consultant in a month, and be able to really grow your business in a significant way in 2024.
Absolutely. We're excited about this.
Yes. So happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
All right, let's make 2024 the very best year that we possibly can. Please, if you're on Facebook and watching this, tag your team in the comments section. And as you come back for the replay, let us know that you've watched and tag your team so that you can make sure that everybody's on the same page. We're all talking about this amazing opportunity that we have, the solutions that we have to the world's problems when it comes to health and wellness, as well as financial security, guys. And there's a lot of people that are hurting right now. So let's be the solution and the light in the darkness. All right, guys, we love you. We are so grateful to be here with you in 2024. And we are excited to see what you do with this fresh start.
Yes.
Woo!
Love you guys. Happy New Year.
Bye, guys.